I think this is a good point to ask. If I am somebody who is interested in aura, maintaining my own aura, gaining aura, and obviously not losing my aura, what are the do's and don'ts, man?
You already told one of the don'ts, man. As much as we were joking about it, can't be getting caught lacking, bro.
You're just getting caught lacking. I feel like
there's so many ways to get caught lacking. It's not even something you can cover, like and like
a whole video on just not getting caught lacking.
There's so many ways to get caught lacking. Anything goes wrong and you're the center of it, cooked. Even if you're not the center of it, that's still like minus aura.
Yeah, being associated with aura losing activities.
If you're in that story, like that's probably minus aura. I mean, unless you obviously really on the other end of the story, like somebody lost this aura, but you were like over here maintaining your shit or like upping your shit. Like,
yeah,
alright, cool. But if you like were actively there with him as he's losing aura, and you like were there like losing aura, or you just participated in the activity that was minus aura,
yeah,
then you're losing some aura with him, like with bro, like yeah,
that's unfortunate. So don't get caught lacking.
I'm trying to think of like some other ways of like we're trying to maintain the aura, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also another important thing.
I'm thinking as well.
Okay. In the meantime, I think that another important thing is that like you may have aura with one group of people.
That's so facts.
And then have like for the same actions, everything the same. Another group of people is looking at you like you got none.
That's so true. But I kind of love that about aura though, because that means like your aura doesn't always transfer.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm thinking like, all right, so say like you pull up to one job, right, and you fuck up your aura, bro. Like you have diminished all your shit. You are in negative, bro. You're in the negatives, bro. You could pack your bags and then just go to another job, and you have a fresh start, clean slate. You could be the most aura filled like nigga in the whole building in 2 weeks.
In my head, there's different methods to gain aura. There's the aura that you gain at someone else's aura loss.
Yeah.
So like it's a situation where like you did something and then what they did is in contrast, and because of that you look better.
I don't even like that type of aura game, bro.
Nah, but
that's like I feel like that's the weak niggas aura game.
It is. There's an upper level of aura gaining that's out there.
Upper level aura game, but like if you really are like a nigga that just gains aura, like you really deserve the aura, you can gain aura with nobody else like involved. Like you're just out there, you do something, gain aura. Maybe you don't even do nothing, gaining aura.
Bro, imagine everyone's struggling like, oh, we got this problem. Can you fix it? No. Can you fix it? No. You walk in. Oh, what's up? What's going on? Oh shit, for real? You just gotta do this. Bop, ba-da, bop, bam.
That's
low effort. Aura gain. And you know what? No one lost. Everyone just got something.
Exactly. Only one person was the one who just knew some shit. Only one person gained aura, and everyone else was like, alright, they didn't lose nothing.
So I want to break down the more specifics of aura, because like I believe we talked about like the situational stuff, but what are some things that are like always present? Like just to kick it off, I got the first thing that comes to mind for me is effort and how much effort you put into things, compared to the result that you get out of it.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting one to me, because like with aura, it's almost like a bell curve in a way. Like with the bell curve being like up here, like you don't gain much aura. It's like kind of like an inverse bell curve, but like on the sides you gain aura. Like a lot of effort and it pays off, you gain aura because you work for that shit.
Yeah.
Also no effort, but it's still you're winning. That's plus aura, because you're not trying, but you're just taking dubs. That shit is aura.
Hell yeah, okay, I fuck with that.
But in the middle, where you're like putting in effort and no gain, no aura. And we'll be damned if you put in an effort and then you're losing, bro.
Oh,
that's
shit,
minus
bro.
aura.
That's when you start losing. Yeah, you start getting negative.
Oh god. Hey, but then if you get up after that though, hello aura gains.
All right.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Can you fail and lose and gain aura? Is that a?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely like in circumstances. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, in what situation could you describe where like you could like fail at something or lose at something and still gain aura?
It's actually like, it's hard for me to name a scenario, but I know there is one. Like in my head, I was like, yeah, that's definitely possible. So I'll say like, all right, some scenarios are like really ridiculous, but like I might just give you a ridiculous shit. All right, so a ridiculous scenario where you're not losing aura at all. Well, I'm gonna give you one where you're not losing aura, and I know you can like change that a bit to like gain aura. This example is absolutely fucking stupid, by the way. Like
I'm ready.
It's ridiculous, and it's zesty as hell, alright? So that's
shit.
the hint.
Alright, I'm prepared.
Alright, so niggas and shit.
Niggas.
For some reason, there's twerking involved.
Twerking or twerking, bro?
not twerking.
Alright.
Twerking, but yeah. If a nigga starts throwing that shit back and they know how to, that's not plus or in 99% of scenarios. But if you don't know how to throw back, then you're damn sure not losing aura for that shit, bro. Like, you failed at trying to do that, but you're not losing aura. Now, in some scenarios where you fail at trying to do something that in theory you probably should know how to do, or it's better not to know how to do, it's probably plus aura. Like you might gain a little bit of aura there, but it's very scenario specific, and in most cases, if you fail, you're probably gonna be losing aura. Mm-hmm. But there's other case by case. There is like a small percentage of scenarios that like you do go up in aura, and even like definitely a higher percentage where you just don't lose aura.
Alright, I'm with that. I fuck with that. I think another thing, I wanna take it all the way back, bro, because every time people are explaining stuff that revolves around psychology and like sociology, they're usually referring to like primal instincts that we have within us.
Okay.
So the way that connects is when it comes to aura, people are attracted to aura because in the tribal days, a person that was seen as strong, didn't have to use a whole bunch of effort to get stuff done, didn't make goofy ass mistakes. That person, you stick with them, you're probably more likely to live.
That's true, yeah.
A goofy nigga, you're gonna get you eaten by like a goddamn lion or some shit.
Damn straight.
So like, it's a natural instinct to want to like be around and like follow the person that has the most aura.
Because it's like, formatively, or like in your brain, you're thinking like the person that has more aura knows more about the world than like maybe than you do, or generally than you do, and like more than other people, and like that's gonna be better for you in the long run. So like in your head, you want to be around that person because like shit, if you don't know it, they probably do, or they might, get the best chance with them. Whereas if you're with the goofy nigga, you'll be fucking lucky if they happen to know that bullshit, like.
Bro. And desiring aura is the same way, bro. Because the nigga that's getting looked at as a goofy, bro, he gonna get kicked to the curb, and he's also gonna get eaten by lions because he doesn't have anyone to help protect him. So like being accepted, wanting to have aura, also natural. It's the cycle thing, but But here's another thing. This is kind of going back to what I just said about like, can you gain aura without making someone else lose aura? Is that, can everyone have peak aura? Like, where's the limit in like a group of people of high aura?
Okay, so can everybody have high aura? That's actually, I feel like it's interesting because like, all right, so look. Say in a scenario, right? I'm gonna just give an example, like a scenario where in one circumstance somebody has a lot, and then I'm gonna just go with it for now. All right, so say to us, right? We went to high school, Hillgrove. BK Rula was like, she became a rapper.
Yeah.
She's got famous aura right now, like shit. I didn't know her back then. I still don't fucking know her. I heard her a couple songs, it's tough.
Yeah.
Whatever. But to a sense, she has aura. Now she has aura. But when she's in a room with like fucking, all the other biggest rappers, fucking like fucking Jersey Drake, although I'm not gonna lie, Jersey Drake got a little aura lost last year's Lil Rapper. But
he's getting cooked in a little rap battle.
Yeah, real shit. Even then you could change that because of that, like let's take it to an extreme. Drake, let's say he got cooked really bad, like bro almost lost all his aura. Yeah. To us, he's still fucking fair. He did a lot of shit. He's got hella aura compared to all of us. That nigga walks in the room, probably shit shining, fucking iced out, bro. Nigga got way too much money, hella aura just moving around in the room, bro.
Yep, that's true.
Then you go to like the Grammys, everybody's sitting there like, that nigga really show up, bro. That no aura having ass nigga. Like everybody else in the room has more aura than him. So all the words going with that is like, to us, people like BK, like those people that are like famous. Like they got their money at like a lot of money, a lot of like fans, stuff like that. Like I'll even say Adam Sandler, honestly, because he's not too popular right now. So Adam Sandler, in general, he has a lot of aura. Like, that nigga, he really did his shit. He's in hella movies, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with the movies. A lot of people, like, you know, got, like, iffy feelings about him, but I fuck with the movies. But then, like, take it to the Grammys, and you got, like, niggas like Future, you know, fucking Michael B. Jordan, all them people, like, just people with, like, crazy aura, like, off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's, like, group aura. I feel like, you know, in one group you have hella aura, and in some groups, your aura with that same level aura just ain't shit.
Yeah, it's always a slight comparison. You know, it's you might be a big fish in general, but if you're a big fish in a pond of other big fish, you don't really look like a big fish.
Mm-hmm.
From the outside looking in, we're still gonna say it's a big fish,
Mm-hmm.
but like the other fish in that pond aren't thinking that.
Yeah. So I also feel like it's kind of funny when we're looking at, like, say we're looking at Drake walk into, like, a restaurant that we're in.
Yeah.
Crazy aura. But we're looking at Drake at the Grammys. He's just another one of the niggas there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that crazy to us at that point, bro.
In a group of people, can everyone in the group have peak aura?
In a sense, yes. But maybe not in the same group is what I'm thinking. Alright, so say in the scenario we got Michael B. Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Michael Jordan. In that group, Michael B. Jordan might feel like his aura ain't shit in that group, especially when he's looking at Michael Jackson. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's tough, you know. He did his thing, but, you know.
The king of pop?
He was listened to everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was that guy, bro. Worldwide, for sure. For real. So, like, yeah, I feel like in a scenario like that, how they view their aura is a little different. And I think it's, like, to an extent, it's kind of similar. So I'm gonna relate this to actually Bolero.
Okay.
Back in our days, you know. So, you know, back in, like, you remember like last summer when we were like hanging out, like pool barbecue stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like the hangouts of like the people at Bolero that like had the most aura.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, said people got, you know, disappeared there. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But like in general, it was like the people with the highest aura at Bolero just like communed. And like to us, it still felt like a normal hangout because like all of us got aura, so we're still like maybe comparing aura to different people in the group.
Yeah.
But like some people outside of our group of Bolero, it's like, yo,
those are the motherfuckers. Those are the motherfuckers.
How do I get like that?
Yeah.
How do I get in on those like, you know? How do I get in on those hangouts? Like, how do I get in that group type shit? How do I get my aura like that? And like, even now, I find it impossible for me to think like that. Like, in my head, like, you know, I don't think about how much aura I really got at Bolero or anywhere for real, but like, in general, if I'm thinking logically, it's got to be more than like, you know,
you may not
set characters that don't interact, you know, everywhere, you know. So like, it's not something I think about, but like, in my head, when in other people's head, like, this actually ties into like something else I was thinking about, but like, so in other people's head, it might be like a group of people with high aura interacting with each other. But to me, it's just, you know, me interacting with said someone else who may in my head have high aura, or somebody who's like, all right, they got aura, or somebody who's like, you know, their aura's decent, you know, it's not too crazy. But in somebody else's head, they've got hella aura, like compared to what they got going on. And like, so yeah, this kind of ties into me, like when I was like, you remember back when like Nate was like saying some stuff? Yeah, I remember thinking, I was like, damn, bro, this is kind of exciting being like the big villain, like the big op in his head. Like, he gave me so much aura off just being the fucking villain in his shit, bro. Dead ass, like, I did nothing, and now I'm big boss. I'm like the final boss of his fucking video game, bro. Like, nigga, my aura is off the charts in his head. That shit is crazy. No, yeah, that shit's so crazy. That shit, yeah.
Alright, bro.
So I think it's definitely possible.
Seems very subjective
Yeah.
to every person that's looking at it.
Yeah, I think that's extremely true because, unfortunately, because of the loose definition of aura, bro, like everybody's definition is a little different, and you know the way they perceive it, and the way they understand it, and the way they evaluate it is all extremely different.
They all have different qualities that qualify as aura.
Yeah, I remember watching like RDC videos of like, you know, them ranking aura of like, say, like anime characters and shit. And they're like, what like qualities should we go by? What should be like the guidelines for our aura for this right here? And you know, they chose their guidelines. I was like, it for real. Like, why you count? Like, I get it, you can count that, but that's not the main thing for real, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like when I was watching, I was like, I see, and also their decisions were influenced by like their own definition of aura. Where I'm like, no, obviously this person has way more aura than this person. Because I've seen both shows, like this person has way more aura, but like because of my definition being slightly different than theirs, they think that the person has more aura.
Fair enough.
And that, I think that's a big one. Like it affects it affects literally everybody, like person to person. Even me and you have a different concept of aura. Like ours might be kind of similar, but it's damn near impossible to have the exact same definition of the aura. I think at least.
I feel like that's 100% a cultural thing. Like what you grew up looking up to. Like for example, if you grew up in the hood, you may look up to somebody who's like doesn't show emotion, somebody who like will fucking shoot at a granny if that's what's saying, or like it's like slaying the most dope. Like that may be like, damn, that nigga's got aura. And then like for someone like me, I be looking like, damn, bro, you should get your shit together. Like what are you doing?
Real shit.
You don't have aura to me.
Yeah. Oh god.
So as something to like take away, I feel like you gotta pursue like your own definition of aura, bruh, or you'll be real disappointed because you'll be like pursuing this like abstract, definition of aura, and then you'll get there, and then like the people you wanted to impress or have aura in the eyes of, those people aren't even gonna care.
Yeah.
Because you ended up working on the wrong definition, and now you're sitting there thinking like, I don't even really value this shit either.
Yeah. You're damn right about that. Then, if you collect the type of aura that there's aura in your head, then at least you're gonna feel like you have that aura. And like the people that see you as having that aura are people you expect you to see having that aura, or like the people you're okay with having that aura, like seeing you having that aura because that's what you see as aura. So like they're kind of like qualifying exactly what you were thinking as aura. They see the same thing you were. They appreciate the same things really.
What's up? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this week's episode, make sure to like and share the video. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe for weekly episodes.